The scandalous and tragic life of Edie Sedgwick. Edie Sedgwick, the it girl of the 1960s, captivated the world with her beauty, style, and enigmatic presence. As Andy Warhol's muse, she became a symbol of the glamorous yet perilous lifestyle that defined the New York art scene. Her life, however, was not just one of fame and fashion but also of deep personal struggles and tragic consequences. Here are 10 of the most scandalous and shocking facts about Edie Sedgwick, each filled with detailed insights into her tumultuous life. Fact number 1. Dark beginnings, a troubled childhood and family tragedies. Edie Sedgwick was born on April 20, 1943, into the Sedgwick family, a name associated with wealth, prestige, and a troubling legacy. Her father, Francis Minturn Sedgwick, was an artist who struggled with severe mental health issues, including schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Francis Sedgwick's unpredictable and often abusive behavior profoundly impacted Edie's early life, leaving her with deep emotional scars. The Sedgwick family's wealth masked a series of personal tragedies. Her older brother, Francis Jr., who was gay, committed suicide at the age of 25 after experiencing deep societal rejection and familial pressure. Just 18 months later, Edie's other brother, Bobby, died in a motorcycle accident at the age of 31. These traumatic events, combined with her father's emotional manipulation, such as institutionalizing Edie when she was a teenager, set the stage for the unresolved trauma and mental health struggles that would follow her throughout her life. The Sedgwick family's legacy of mental illness, secrecy, and tragedy deeply influenced Edie's path, contributing to her eventual downfall. Number 2. The tumultuous affair with Bob Dylan. The rumored affair between Edie Sedgwick and Bob Dylan remains one of the most controversial aspects of her life. The relationship, though never publicly confirmed by Dylan, is believed to have inspired several of his songs, including Leopardskin Pillbox Hat. Edie's brother, Jonathan Sedgwick, revealed that Edie was deeply in love with Dylan and was devastated when she discovered that he had secretly married Sarah Lones in 1965. The emotional fallout from this betrayal contributed to Edie's decline, leading to a deepening depression and exacerbating her struggles with addiction. Some rumors even suggest that Edie became pregnant by Dylan but was forced to have an abortion, further compounding her emotional turmoil. Number 3. Fashion icon to fallen star, the highs and lows of Edie's modeling career. Edie Sedgwick was more than just a socialite, she was a fashion icon whose style defined an era. With her signature short hair, heavy eyeliner, and eclectic wardrobe, Edie became the face of the 1960s youthquake movement. Her unique look graced the pages of Vogue and other leading fashion magazines, making her a trendsetter of her time. However, as her drug use and erratic behavior intensified, Edie became increasingly unreliable, leading to the decline of her modeling career. The fashion industry, which had once embraced her, quickly turned its back, leaving Edie to grapple with the loss of her professional identity and the collapse of her once promising future. Number 4. The downward spiral, addiction and public meltdowns. Edie Sedgwick's battle with substance abuse was as public as it was tragic. By the mid-1960s, she was engulfed in the New York party scene, where drug use was rampant. Edie began using amphetamines to maintain her slender figure, but her drug use soon escalated to include heroin and other hard substances. Her addiction led to increasingly erratic behavior, multiple hospitalizations, and several arrests. In one particularly shocking incident, Edie set her room on fire after falling asleep with a lit cigarette, narrowly escaping death. Her spiraling addiction and public meltdowns became tabloid fodder, turning her once glamorous image into one of tragedy and chaos. Number 5. The rise of a muse, Edie Sedgwick and Andy Warhol's factory. Edie Sedgwick's rapid ascent to fame began in 1965 when she was introduced to Andy Warhol at a birthday party for Tennessee Williams. Warhol, who was immediately captivated by Edie's striking looks and enigmatic charm, soon invited her to join his avant-garde circle at the factory, his infamous New York studio. Within months, Edie became Warhol's muse, starring in 18 of his experimental films, including Vinyl and Poor Little Rich Girl. Warhol, who described Edie as so beautiful but so sick, was both enthralled by her allure and aware of her underlying fragility. Despite her growing popularity and the vital role she played in Warhol's work, Edie was never financially compensated for her contributions. The glittering, yet destructive, atmosphere of the factory exacerbated Edie's vulnerabilities, pushing her further into the depths of drug addiction and emotional instability. The pressures of maintaining her status as a factory superstar, combined with the exploitation she faced, ultimately led to a breakdown in her relationship with Warhol and a steep decline in her mental health. Number 6. A family plagued by secrets and mental illness. The Sedgwick family's dark secrets and history of mental illness played a significant role in Edie's tragic life. Her father's authoritarian and emotionally abusive behavior had a profound impact on her, leading to a lifetime of mental health struggles. Edie herself battled anorexia and bulimia from a young age, conditions that were exacerbated by her turbulent family life. The Sedgwicks' wealth and social status allowed them to keep these issues hidden from the public eye, but the emotional toll on Edie was devastating. Her frequent hospitalizations for mental health treatment were kept secret, adding to her sense of isolation and contributing to the self-destructive behaviors that would ultimately lead to her downfall. Additionally, Edie's scar on her forehead was a result of a motorcycle accident in 1966 while riding with her then-boyfriend, Bob Newworth. The crash left her with a permanent reminder of the chaotic lifestyle she led. Number 7. The tragic end, the mysterious circumstances of Edie Sedgwick's death. Edie Sedgwick's death on November 16, 1971, remains shrouded in mystery and speculation. At the time of her death, Edie had recently married Michael Post, a fellow patient from a psychiatric hospital, and was trying to rebuild her life. However, she was still struggling with addiction and was heavily medicated with prescription drugs. On the night of her death, Edie had attended a fashion show and reportedly seemed in good spirits. She was found dead the next morning, with the cause of death ruled as acute barbiturate intoxication. The circumstances of her death have led to persistent rumors about whether it was an accidental overdose or a deliberate act, leaving a lingering sense of unresolved tragedy. Number 8. Warhol's betrayal, the deterioration of their relationship. Although Edie Sedgwick and Andy Warhol were once inseparable, their relationship eventually soured. As Edie's drug use intensified, she became increasingly paranoid and felt that Warhol was exploiting her for his own gain. The final blow came when Warhol suggested she star in a film where her character commits suicide, a move that Edie interpreted as a cruel reflection of her own deteriorating mental state. Feeling betrayed, Edie distanced herself from Warhol and the factory, a decision that marked the beginning of her social and professional decline. The end of their partnership was a bitter and public unraveling of what had once been a close, albeit complex, relationship. Number 9. Ciao. Manhattan, a haunting reflection of her life. Ciao. Manhattan, a semi-autobiographical film that starred Edie Sedgwick, became an eerie reflection of her life and struggles. The film, which was released in 1972 after her death, portrays Edie's character, Susan Superstar, in a manner that closely mirrors her real-life experiences with fame, addiction, and mental health issues. The film was shot over several years and captures Edie at different stages of her life, making it both a document of her physical and emotional decline and a haunting premonition of her tragic fate. Ciao. Manhattan remains a chilling testament to the dangers of fame and the fragility of those who live in its harsh spotlight. Number 10. Edie Sedgwick, a tragic icon of the 1960s. Despite her brief and troubled life, Edie Sedgwick's influence on fashion, art, and pop culture endures. She remains a symbol of the 1960s counterculture and a cautionary tale about the dangers of fame. Edie's unique style, characterized by her androgynous look and bold fashion choices, continues to inspire designers and artists today. Her life story, filled with both glamour and tragedy, has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and films, including the 2006 biopic Factory Girl, which explores her complex relationship with Andy Warhol and her tragic demise. Edie's legacy is one of beauty, talent, and the dark consequences of living life too fast and too intensely.